Up Pasadena? I'm your host, Bobbie Ferguson. Come with me to discover the unique people, places, and things that make Pasadena a great city.
On this episode, we work up a sweat and get social. Put on some goggles and experiment with mad science. Learn about a new robot headed for Mars and grab some Zen time at Muir Ranch.
Nowadays, it's easy to build muscle and relationships at the same time. Whether you're into archery, biking, hiking, or hula hooping, there's ways for you to find friends and stay fit.
Hooping is a really all-inclusive exercise. The best part about it is it's fun. When you hoop, you're moving every muscle in your body. You're using kinetic energy, you're using centrifugal force, so there are actually elements of physics that are involved in the activity. It's very athletic. It takes a lot of stamina. It takes a lot of core control.
I learned so much in my first class with Mel that I came back, and ever since I came to the first class, I've been incorporating hooping into my daily workouts a few times a day. One thing that I find really fun is dancing while hooping. So if I blast the music and I'm just at home, then I can kind of dance to the beat, and it's really great.
It's coordination, it's also right brain, left brain, so you're really working both sides of your body.
You can do it with a community, you can do it while talking to other people. It's not some rigorous form of exercise where you're gonna hold other people back. They can keep doing things at their pace and you can continue at your pace. People are very friendly and helpful, and they really like to help you learn and get the hang of things.
I want you to treat this like your playground. It's your playground, it's like recess, you can do whatever you wanna do. I'm your facilitator, so I'm the one that can break the move down and make it accessible for you. And the most important thing is I want to empower you. It really is your opportunity to express yourself however it is you want to. There's not a standard format, there's no way to hoop. What matters most is your passion and your joy and your willingness to share and be a part of a community, something bigger than yourself.
Pasadena Hiking Pacers is a group formed around just hiking outdoors and getting people outdoors. We start our seasons usually with a small hikes, 3 to 4 miles, and we increase our hikes. So by the end of our cycle, we're hiking about 15 to maybe 14 to 15 miles. Eden Canyon is the hike we're doing today. It's usually our first hike of the season. It's a family-friendly hike, and we usually have about anywhere from 20 to 30, maybe even 40 people hiking on this hike.
The great thing about the Pasadena Hiking Pacers, it's a social group. A lot of friendships are made. A lot of the people I know here, I consider them great friends. I've known a lot of them for years, and some of them I just met today.
It's a very family-friendly group. A lot of our leaders are very experienced, and if you're interested in what to wear, what to bring, you can always ask one of our leaders.
It's a good way to unwind, and you can pretty much see whatever you want. You have waterfalls, you have mountains, and if you're lucky enough in the winter, you get snow as well. Hiking for me means pretty much just getting out of the normal hustle and bustle of life. I get to go somewhere where I can be one with myself and with nature. I don't have to hear the sounds of a car. I can trade the sounds of the city for the sounds of a babbling brook, the chirping birds, or just, the breeze through the trees.
The Foothill Cycling Club is a group of people that get together to share experiences on the bike. We have participants from all walks of life, all ages.
When my wife and I moved to Pasadena in 1974, we noticed that there were no local bicycle clubs. So therefore, I found a group of people, and we managed to put together a schedule of rides. And here we are 41 years later.
The Foothill Club has a number of rides scheduled during the week. Today's ride, we're going to be leaving from Pasadena from Victory Park here. And it'll be about a 40-mile ride. And we'll be traveling to Griffith Park over the top of the observatory, then down around through Ferndale, and then working our way back. I think that's one of the nicest parts about biking is that you arrive and you meet people from wherever. We've had a couple of marriages that have occurred out of the club, and then other friendships. I find that in a club like this, people come and people go, but whenever you see each other, you're there to have a good time. And so on a ride like this, you have a chance to ride side by side with people and chat and discuss all sorts of kinds of things. And so I just love this kind of relationship of just meeting people and just having a good time with them. This is a sport that you don't have to give up just because you happen to get older. And so I found that several years ago. I said, oh, this is a sport I can do forever.
Here in Pasadena, this is an amazing place. This is the oldest field archery range in the world. This is the 50th anniversary of our education program. We are just trying to share the love of the sport with everybody, with the entire community. We have classes here every Saturday morning. Every Sunday, we have tournaments. Coming in for the first time for one of our lessons, we're going to measure you for arrows. We're going to set you up with an appropriately sized bow. We are going to teach you how to be safe on the range, and then we're going to help you be successful. You're going to have so much fun. People come in and they might be coming in for a lesson, they come in for a class, and then they discover not only that they enjoy archery, but they've made friends and they develop community. Whether you shoot a traditional longbow like Robin Hood, or you shoot the fanciest, most advanced compound bow, or Olympic style recurve, the archery community is very welcoming. And we all love archery, so there's not a rivalry. We're just here to share that, and we're all very enthusiastic. And the people who teach our classes, we're an all-volunteer organization, so they are just sharing that infectious love of archery.
No matter the fitness activity, you're sure to find a great workout buddy here in the city. Next, we'll see how a Pasadena institution is helping kids to exercise their minds. Stay tuned.
Pacific Oaks College and Children's School have been part of the Pasadena community for over 70 years. Pacific Oaks was founded on the principles of inclusion, social justice, and respect for the unique potential of every individual. Many of our students are adult learners who come to Pacific Oaks because we strive to teach the principles of fairness and equal opportunity. We encourage adult learners to find an area of study that fits their strengths and ambitions so that you are able to become more engaged in your community.
Learning is a lifelong journey. At Pacific Oaks, we provide guidance to adult learners through our Student Services resources. Whether you are beginning your journey into higher education or transitioning into a new career, you are supported in your education and can focus immediately on growing and leading.
Pacific Oaks empowered me with the skills and knowledge to become an effective agent of change. We are all part of this community. We are part of Pasadena. We are Pacific Oaks.
I'm a director, I'm an editor, I'm a camera operator, and I'm a motivator. My name is Ian Starks, and I'm a Pasadena Media Production Tech.
Break out your beakers and get ready to get your hands slimy because it's Mad Science Sunday at Kidspace!
So we're at Kidspace Children's Museum, and today is Mad Science Sunday. It's part of a series of events that are happening once every quarter. So we're having one in the winter, one in the spring, one in the summer, and one in the fall. So for our Mad Science Sunday this week, we have our friends from UB Tech out here, and they are bringing some really cool robots for us to explore. We also have some fun imaginative play going on, so where kids can dress up like scientists and take pictures of themselves in a lab setting and pretend like they're in a scientist's shoes. And then we have some slime making, which is a old and honored Mad Science Sunday tradition. Well, we're trying to get kids to put themselves in the place of scientists. So when we are talking about encouraging kids to go into STEM, we need to give them role models. We need to have them be able to put themselves in the mindset where they think, I can do science, and this is something that I'm part of.
I think it's important to bring the kids to the museum because you can have hands-on fun. It's so important for their development to be able to learn and play.
So the Robot Petting Zoo, this year we have robots who were generously donated to us by our friends at UB Tech. They're called JIMU robots, J-I-M-U, and they are animal robots, so they are in the form of animals, and they're very fun. They snap together, and you can make them in many different forms. And then UB Tech has a program that you can use to program those robots to do whatever you want.
So these are JIMU robots. These are hands-on STEM robotics kits. And what they enable kids to do is learn to build these robots with the programmable app. And there's a coding section with Blockly, and you can customize your own movements as well as use the pre-programmed movements. And what's cool about these is that you can build several of these different animals And what these robots do is enable children at a young age to learn those skills that are going to help them in the future. And this is just one part of that. It's a great introduction to coding, learning, and programming in a STEM environment.
I embarked on an expedition through Kidspace, with a little help from my friends, to unearth the hands-on learning opportunities that kids can experience here. It was all in the name of research, of course. It was very scientific.
I really love the Scientist Imaginative Play. I love the Play Lab. And the reason I love it is because the kids love it. They are so excited to put on goggles, and they're so excited to put on lab coats, and they are running around with little stuffed rats, and it's one of the most adorable things you've ever seen.
So far, we've been having a great time. We've been climbing everything, and we've been playing with everything, so we'll be back.
Pasadena is a science town. It's a STEM town. We have JPL here, we have Caltech. This is the place if you're going to do science, this is the place to do it. We want to make science less of like this weird kind of scary box and more of something that kids really understand. We really, our final goal at Kidspace, and I really think as science educators in general, is for us to increase scientific literacy and get kids to really understand what it means to do science.
Today just might be the inspiration for the next generation of JPL scientists. And while these robots may stay at Kidspace, JPL's new origami-inspired robot may be destined for another planet.
Here's some Pasadena fun facts for you. Why does the Rose Parade and Rose Bowl game never occur on a Sunday? Because of its long-standing tradition of not wanting to frighten horses hitched outside churches. Can you name 2 major research institutes located in Pasadena? California Institute of Technology, or Caltech, and Jet Propulsion Laboratory, or JPL. With a city population of 140,000 and 550 eateries in Pasadena, this gives us more restaurants per capita than New York City. When was the first cheeseburger created? The first cheeseburger was created right here in Pasadena by 16-year-old Lionel Sternberger in 1926.
Do you want to change lives? Then come work with us. Options for Learning teachers guide, encourage, and support students' educational goals. All this while building confidence and critical thinking. Join our team of over 950 employees throughout the San Gabriel Valley. We have infant, toddler, preschool, and school-age teaching positions. Teach with us and help change lives. Find out how at optionsforlearning.org, where we don't just teach, we allow children to flourish.
I'm a producer, I'm a director, I'm an editor, I'm a social media specialist, I'm Danielle Ross, and I'm a Pasadena Media production tech.
Here at JPL, some of the inventions that are coming out of the laboratory look like they're straight from the pages of a science fiction novel. But their new puffer robot was inspired by a combination of nature and the art of origami.
It turns out that nature has basically already solved a lot of the problems that we're faced with through millions and millions of years of evolution. You know, we look to nature a lot for those solutions, and we try to roll them into our engineering as much as possible. Origami then enters the picture because it just happens to be a really good way of packaging things really compactly, particularly for space applications. So in the case of puffer, you know, the origami chassis allows us to fold small rover into a very small space, and then we can stack them one on top of another, sort of like a deck of playing cards. Puffer is really, in many ways, designed to work in cooperation with the larger parent spacecraft that carries it. So the parent spacecraft generally is a larger vehicle. It carries a lot of really sophisticated instruments and does its job very well. And what the puffer then comes along and does is it allows the parent to basically reach the last 50 meters of terrain. So getting underneath rocks, going into little caves, falling into little craters, things that the parent spacecraft, by virtue of its size, just you wouldn't want to do. We put together some prototypes using initially very modest materials, poster board, plastic film, and then we wrote some proposals, we got some funding, and we've matured the technology from there.
The whole thing is the circuit board. So we take the circuit board, the flight heritage flight qualified process that we've made all of the electronics we send to Mars. We've then taken a textile, which is the same one that the balloons that the Muir rovers landed with, and put it into the process as another layer. There's a couple places we want Puffer to go in the near future. We're actually working on 3 plans right now to try to make that happen. One of them is definitely Mars. So our next goal is to build a Mars-ready Puffer that will be sitting on the shelf ready to go, hopefully with the Fetch rover or one of the rovers that's going to go after 2020. Another one is we're looking into Europa. Don't know a whole lot about the surface of Europa. It's something I'm extremely interested in. That's why we've been looking into the snow mobility and some of these other applications, because as Mars becomes more and more of a destination that many people are going to, we're looking at the outer planets. Then the other location that we're definitely looking at going, and hopefully within the next couple of years, is we want to build this robot for the Arctic or Antarctic that is going to be able to deploy to be able to take readings.
It's got to be an incredible feeling when you see something that you've put together, go to another planet and really expand sort of the knowledge of humanity.
Hi, I'm Julie and this is Frank. We're from the Pasadena Humane Society and SPCA. You might know us for our pet adoptions, but did you know that we also offer many services to help pet owners in need? Programs such as low-cost spay-neuter, vaccination and microchip clinics, a pet food pantry, and more. Hey, if you have a pit bull, chihuahua, or even a free-roaming cat in our service area, the spay-neuter is free. And if you're experiencing a pet behavior problem, check out our free behavior helpline. Register for one of our behavior classes or come to one of our monthly education programs. We even offer programs for kids and volunteering. So if you need some support with your pet, let us help you. For more information or to get involved, visit pasadenahumane.org. Right, Frankie?
With the hustle and bustle of high school life, it's important for students to take time to stop and smell the roses. Well, here at John Muir High School, students can do just that, just steps from the classroom. This is all thanks to a place called Muir Ranch.
Muir Ranch is a teen jobs program that looks like a school farm. We're on 3 acres at John Muir High School here in Pasadena that employs kids that for the most time never had a job before, but those kids that stick it out, tough it out, they're immediately hireable and they learn how to navigate the universe with the skills of an entrepreneur.
I think working with mud helps you learn that there's ways that you can use your skill sets that you have now to be a good worker or to have a business, instead of having to go to school for so long.
We have interns that work here on the farm, 9th through 12th graders, or they're college interns. We try to figure out where their skill sets, where their depth of knowledge, where they excel, whether it's managing other kids on a job site, doing irrigation work, or arranging flowers for a wedding.
Here at Muir Ranch, I have learned skills that I could apply to when I enter the workforce somewhere else, or in college when I have to finish essays and homework. So I think it gave me those skills and really made a foundation so I could build upon in the future.
Working with the plants at the garden is very fun. There's always something new to do with them, and there's always a new plant to learn from every time.
In addition to selling their produce at various farmers markets, Muir Ranch also distributes fresh vegetables and flowers through subscriptions and special events. You may even see some of their bouquets walk down the aisle with a happy couple.
We have floral subscribers in addition to vegetable subscribers. Our wedding business that we do with the kids, I have lead designers, those are largely college kids. We have a portfolio of a track record, and when you're doing shows, in other words, you're a vendor at a show, which is a wedding, you deliver or you don't. And we've never had a misstep.
A typical day here is just watering plants, cutting roses, making bouquets, just talking. We're all friends here, so just talking with your friends, and it's very nice to work here.
I would encourage other students to take this class as an elective, because where else are you going to learn this stuff at? Because most people don't garden at home, so this is really your only chance to do this. And most people will pay a lot of money to be able to take a class like this, and we get to do it for free.
It's very meditating, just, you know, feel the breeze, feel the water. I think it's very important to have a garden like this in this community because it's a community that's looked down upon, and it's in a high school that's looked down upon also. So to have something this nice and something to be actually productive coming out of this school, something very right in our community.
I think that this garden is a great thing for this community because we don't have to go all the way to South Pasadena to get organic vegetables or even to be in a community garden. But a lot of people don't know that they can just come and volunteer in the ranch, but more people should know about it.
Here's your events calendar for the month of July. Drum Corps at the Rose Bowl on July 1st. Levitt Pavilion Summer Concert Series starting July 1st. America Fest at the Rose Bowl on July 4th. Outdoor movie screenings starting July 7th with Finding Dory at Victory Park. Farnsworth Park Summer Concert Series in Altadena starting July 8th. Pasadena's Senior Center Concerts in the Park starting July 11th. Altadena Community Garden Annual Picnic on July 29th at Loma Alta Park. Politicon July 29th through 31st at the Pasadena Convention Center. That's just a few of the fun events happening in Pasadena for this upcoming month.
Thanks for joining us for the first episode of What's Up Pasadena. Look for a new episode each month and make sure to follow Pasadena Media on social media. We'll see you next time.
This program was produced by Pasadena Media.